Real estate, real estate, real estate. They will always tell me the ones who did well in life will always invest in real estate. Alright, so today's episode is going to be very different. So far on this channel, we've always talked about making money online, but on the other side of the equation, one thing that I've never really done is what do I do with the money? So one thing that my parents, for some reason, taught me when I was really young, they kept on saying, you know, real estate, real estate, real estate. They will always tell me how their friends and relatives, the ones who did well in life, would always invest in real estate. So even as a kid, I've always had huge interest in real estate, and because of that, slightly over a decade ago, I actually started my entire journey of investing in real estate. I started pretty young, and today I want to be able to take you guys behind the scenes to what we actually do with the money after we make money online. So making money online is more of a skill set that is about wealth creation. Investing is more about wealth preservation and growing it and compounding it over time. So right now, we literally, well, I bought 4 units at this place about 4.5 years ago. So here we are, 4.5 years later, collecting the keys today. And I want to be able to take you guys behind the scenes to literally my mindset behind investing in real estate, something that I never talked about on this channel. And also my thinking and strategy behind how much money to put in, the returns on investment, doing it up, renovating it, looking for the right tenant. So today we are going to go collect the keys together, take a look at all 4 units together, and walk you guys behind the scenes to what's really going on. Let's go. I gotta say, this unit or this place so far is very different from the usual conventional places that we've been investing in. I think that the design they took has been very bold, high risk, and so far the high risk is taking off, or paying off rather. Looks pretty good. We'll see how it looks like inside. Okay, so for me, the gold standard of all gym equipment is this brand right here. Okay, and if you take a look at like the high-end gyms, Techno Gym is one of them. In terms of equipment, I personally, this is the brand that I use at home. In terms of like the feel, the design, it's just very, very different. When I got this place, back then, obviously, we had no idea to how well or bad the gym is going to be. The marketing was definitely on point. Back then, there's a lot of hype around this place, which is why I made that decision to get that many units. But yeah, this is as good as it gets for a Malaysian gym. I can tell you like the setup right here, because I bought this same exact set myself during the lockdown. This set of dumbbells alone, at retail, I paid about 9,000 ringgit, which is approximately 2,500 US dollars. This bench, oh, not to mention this Smith machine, same thing, it's, let's just say, it's not cheap.
I don't deny there's some strange evolutionary...
Okay, so quick update. The goal here today is not just to collect the keys, but to really do a couple of things. Number one, to see if there's any defects, which I'm horrible at, and that's why we have experts with us that has a better eye for detail, because that's not what I specialize in. But much more than that, number two is to look at the design and layout and to get my guys to furnish up the place, ID it up, because this place, as nice as it is, there's going to be a ton of supply, and the only way to stand out and differentiate from all of the other units is to make it really nice so that it attracts the ideal tenant. So today we're going to take a look at the unit. It's probably bare and empty, and we're going to take a look at the furnishings as well as the different layouts that's being proposed. You guys get to see behind the scenes to that, as well as how much the cost would be that would enable the increase of rental to be in place, which is ultimately, it's a numbers game, right? So not only will we be able to attract the ideal client, but also increase the rental. So let's go and see the unit first, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, looks like we are here. Welcome. Okay, here we go. Hang. Hey, knock person on the outside. Okay, welcome to my crib.
While you and me repeat, this bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating.
Welcome, welcome. So this is the first unit, simplex, 1 bedroom. This would be the before picture. Obviously, we're gonna do this place up. This would be the smallest unit out of the 4 layouts. Okay, so the first unit is done. 3 units left. The 4th unit we may or may not have time today. There was some issues with the logistics and the planning, but let's head on to unit number 2. So we're going to take a look at the duplex unit now, which is a unit that I didn't know was something that we bought. So I think we're all going to be a little bit surprised to see what the outcome is. Okay, Shuing's going to be opening this unit. Here we go. Knock first, right? Okay, okay, let's go, let's go.
With crimson secrets and forbidden bliss, can't stay still, don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat, this bittersweet heat.
Let's go.
Hey, knock knock.
Knock, knock.
Hey!
Hey! False alarm.
Hey, Heng! Heng Heng!
Kryptonite desires set my heart afire.
Okay, this is the next unit. It's the simplex.
Set my heart afire.
Okay, so it looks like we're done for a 3rd unit. The 4th unit had some hiccups in terms of scheduling, and they can only schedule it tomorrow. So my team will be taking over for the collection of that key. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to head over to the ID company to take a look at what we should be doing with the units in terms of how much we're spending, the ROI, returns, as well as the mindset and how to think about renting units out. Okay, so the last part of this, which is probably the most important part, is now that we have the keys to bare units, what we should be doing in order to add value, to increase ROI, to increase rental. So now this is where we're going to talk about some numbers. People that we're working with, Ideas Makeover, is to walk you guys through on the mindset, the strategy, as well as the thinking in order to maximize value. Okay? So this is Jinhua. We're going to have a great conversation and let you guys in on this. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Okay, so perhaps this is going to be a very casual chat, but one thing that you'll notice from the key collection is that like literally all the units are bare, it's empty, and in most cases nobody is going to rent a place that is bare and empty because there's just a ton of options, right? So what we need to do now is to furnish it up. And coming from an investor point of view, the most important thing is about, well, 2 things that I look at is attracting the right tenant, not just about renting it out, because we've worked with tenants that are nightmare tenants, and the last thing you want to do is getting somebody in just for the sake of filling it up, getting rental, and then you have a problem with this tenant because with issues in payment. That's number 1. So what do we do in order to do that? Make sure that the property itself is attracting the right kind of client and tenant, and number 2 is to maximize rental yield through ID. So let's give you guys a glimpse on some of the things that we might be doing in terms of the ID and furnishing. Like I talked about, it's not just about increasing the rental yield, but making sure that it stands out over and above all of the other, I'm guessing, 400 units that now is vacant and empty, so that it maximizes rental value but also attracts the right client.
As you can see here, the colors are very sharp, right? So all the scheme here is basically catered to what Arte has done for their investors. Alright? And this is
Okay, so here's my thought process over here, right? Like what Jinhua mentioned, this is very bold. So my question would be, and bold can be very subjective to the person renting, right? Like, so for me, this feels a little bit too feminine for me because it's the pink is not really my choice. Do you feel that if this was purely for getting it rented, we should be playing it safe and just going with the modern classic?
Modern classic, basically, if you want to basically rent it, because majority of the people that sign up with us, they actually went for modern classic.
I see.
So
I need to stand out on top of the people saying.
Yes, definitely. Because if you talk about colors and all that, if you feel that this is too feminine, yeah, so do I. But there are a lot of colors that are not as
okay. So here's the thing, right? Like, I love this color, this navy, but I can tell you that, for example, Shu Ying, she hates this color. She always criticizes me for, because like one of my favorite colors is actually this. So that's another issue, right? Like, do you go for the things that you like, or what you think the market wants, which is like. And by the way, guys, look at this design. Let me know if you guys love it. This is one of my favorites, but I know that it might not be for everyone. Let me know in the comments. Okay, so from a marketing perspective, and I know this is more towards investing, you might have noticed that when I was going into units, there were tons of people throwing around brochures and stuff like that, and in most cases, I wouldn't even pick up or look at them, but I'm doing this for you guys. So notice how when somebody wanted to market their service, which is doing interior design, this is how most people do things, not just for interior design, but for anything, for restaurants, for gyms. We're studying at malls, say, sir, let me give you a brochure. And the truth is, like, how many of you've taken a brochure in your life and you literally chucked it 10 seconds later, right? But like, notice the vehicle that I'm in right now. I'm in this souped up, I don't even know what kind of vehicle this is, but they turned this and parked it right in front of the entire building that attracts attention. Now, what does this have to do with you? You gotta think about, in your marketplace, what are you doing to stand out from the rest so that you're not just giving out brochures, because nobody looks at brochures. So this is kind of like the thought process behind property investing. Now, obviously, for those of you that has been following this channel for a while, this is a very, very different topic to what it is that we normally cover. First of all, if you guys are learning something, let me know in the comments below if you want to see more videos like this and what your biggest takeaway is. Any questions, let me know as well. I respond to all comments as long as in the first 48 hours or so. Be sure to smash the like button if you're finding value and you like these type of videos. I could definitely be doing more behind the scenes to what it is that we do when it comes to multiplying money. And be sure to smash the subscribe button, and here's why you want to do that, okay? What we are going to be doing is, I'm going to show you like the entire process of the before after. Right now it's just collecting the keys and giving you guys an insight to how to multiply money and have money working for you. But if you want to see behind the scenes to what's going to happen from this bare unit to all the way to completion, looking for the right tenant, be sure to smash the subscribe button, because we're going to show you behind the scenes to how we're going to make all of that happen as well.